for joining us for Real Talk with Arbitter. I'm Professor Jennifer Arbitter. I'll answer your questions about relationships, money, health, school, whatever. In our last episode, we had some good questions about social media and relationships. If you have a question, send it to my email, jarbiter@piedmont.edu. I will not use your name, but I want to remind you that any advice I give should not replace professional medical or mental health care, and opinions are my own, not a reflection of Piedmont College. Here's our first question. A lot of my friends ask me to smoke weed. Should I do it? In their defense, it is starting to become more legal, right? I'm going to say no to this one. You should not smoke marijuana. While it may be legal in some states, it is not legal in Georgia. Getting caught even with a small amount of pot can get you a fine of $1,000. If you're dealing, you could go to prison for years. And of course, smoking weed at college can lead to your being kicked out of school. Here's something you may not realize though. Even if you smoke pot in a state where it's legal, you can still get fired from your job if you fail a drug test. Most large employers force people to take a drug test before even hiring them. Depending on how much weed you smoke, it can stay in your system for days or weeks. Now, you can make all kinds of arguments about whether pot is safe or should be legal, but the fact is those arguments won't do you any good if you're dealing with the cops or the dean or an angry employer. And your friends shouldn't make you feel like Buzz Killington if you turn them down. If they're pressuring you to smoke, then you might want to consider why. Maybe they feel bad about it and they want to share the guilt with you. Next question. How is life after college? I'm about to graduate and I have no idea what I want to do or even where to start. Can you help me? Yes, I can help you, and so can many of your professors. We like nothing more than to see our students be successful. However, you have to want it. I'm not saying you can be anything you want to be, because that's not true. What I'm saying is you have to get organized and work for what you want. You say you have no idea what you want to do. That's probably not accurate. You may not know the name of the job you want, but you know what you like. Do you like working with people or alone? Do you like technology, working with children? Piedmont College offers career services at the Student Commons. They can help you figure out your strengths and also offer information on writing resumes and interviewing. More tips. Get an internship. If you haven't done any work in your field outside of the classroom, you really need to do that as soon as possible. Not only will it help build your resume, but you will find out whether this type of work is something you really want to do. And if you make a good impression, you might turn an internship into a job. I hired a lot of former interns in my old career as a television news director. Next, talk to your professors. They know you pretty well by now and can help you figure out your next steps. We can write letters of recommendation or put you in contact with potential employers. Just don't show up at our office the week before graduation. This process starts now. And finally, talk to your parents. What expectations do they have for you after you graduate? Is it okay to come home while you look for a job? Will you have to pay them rent? Work out the ground rules with them. I lived with my parents for about 6 months between graduation and my first job. It's not so bad, but it's not something that you want to make a permanent thing. I don't want to scare you, but the job market is still pretty tough, especially for people in your age group. The national unemployment rate is 5.4%. The unemployment rate for millennials is almost 14%. You've got to make yourself stand out, and for that, you need a plan. Good luck and get to work. That's going to do it for this edition of Real Talk with Arbitter. Send your questions to jarbiter@piedmont.edu. Arbitter has 2 T's. I love answering your questions. You may not love the answers, but it is Real Talk.